All right, guys. It is Tuesday, July 12th, 2022. You got a special episode ahead of you today. We got James Siravo on discussing the National Hockey League and its free agency, which starts tomorrow. This was a great episode. I recorded it with my brother James and the producer of the Doug Siravo Show, which is brought to you by Stutz Betting. Bet like Michael Lepore. I hope you enjoy the episode. It is coming up next on YouTube. Enjoy it, guys.
You know, they're good players.
They're good players, but I'm not gonna root for them. So yeah, that's a good trade.
I go to Mets game for you, and I want a Wilmer Flores ball. I'm a Yankee fan.
Yeah, really.
We have done a lot of great work. You know, this is the producer behind each podcast. You know, I go to James and I said, James, what do we have to look for today? And now if you look at the intro videos, that's all James. James puts them together. He goes through every episode, screen reports, highlights, and puts them together on a reel. James, fabulous job.
Whatever a football team does bad, who's the easiest guy to blame? The quarterback.
The quarterback.
Yeah. So you see, maybe he throws a bad interception here or there. You don't see the defense getting shredded apart. It's always quarterback. It's looked like that.
He was in his mid-20s, but nobody won more games after 40 than him, and that's because he was
Mac, you seem to be on mute because we cannot understand what you said.
That guy's a Looney Tune.
Start over. That's a bad sign. And then they had Jay Cutler for all those years. He was not really halfway decent. So listen, but I'm telling you one thing about the Broncos. They're going to have a really good defense.
And we're going to win the World Series against the Dodgers in 7 games. She's not liberal.
No, she's not. She's an anarchist.
Yeah, all right.
What's an anarchist? I mean, I don't know where that stands.
They don't like any
massive
politics.
piece, and I think that we've been saying for years that eventually the Devils are going to make a trade that hurts.
I applaud people like DeSantis who at least said, all right, we're done. Like, I don't care what schemes you come up with in Washington.
2009.
Yeah, 2009.
Long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Start to be concerned is if maybe neither runs for president, and then you're kind of looking, you're wondering, who you're gonna have next.
Beto
Wood. He swear his name was Spanish.
All of a sudden, here comes Brandon. All right, sounds good. Doug Siravo show up next. All right, we are live on the Doug Siravo Show. It is an honor to have the producer of the Doug Siravo Show, James Siravo, on tonight to discuss the National Hockey League free agency. James, welcome back to the show. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Pretty good. Lots of free agents out there. Your Washington Capitals currently do not have a goaltender. Sam Sonorf did not receive a qualifying offer. Vitek Vanacek is a New Jersey Devil to compete with Mackenzie Blackwood. So where do you see your Washington Capitals heading?
I don't see them going any further than they are now. I know they really don't have any other young goaltenders in the system down in Hershey. So they're going to have to go and sign a good goaltender. And this year there really aren't any good goalie free agents out there.
I'm going to pull it up, see who we got goaltender wise. Then we can go through the list of other positions. So let's take a look at the goaltenders. You got Mikko Koskinen. It looks like he's the number 1 rated. Then you got Stanley Cup champion Darcy Kemper, Thomas Greiss, Yaroslav Halak, Corey Snyder, Braden Holtby, Martin Jones, Sam Sonorf, Jack Campbell, David Riddick, Phoenix Copley, Philip Larson, Colin Delia. So do you see one of these free agents being a Washington Capital by the end of the week?
Of course, because they do need a goalie in the end. But I don't know why they didn't keep Samsonov. he's a solid goaltender. He's not that elite, but all those other goalies you mentioned are basically at the same level that he is, and they aren't any better.
So the Capitals, we look at their last few years in the playoffs. They lose in the first round to Carolina 2019. Then I believe they lost to the Islanders in the qualifier. Or they lost in the playoffs, something like that. 2021, I think they lost in the first round again. And then this year, I think they lost in the first round again. So is their issue goaltending, or is it just, they're getting past their prime?
I just think they're getting past their prime. I don't see any boost in them. I don't see them getting any further. There's no energy there. There's no want for more after winning the first one.
Yeah, OV got his first, so he don't really care. He just wants that the goal record of Gretzky. Again, if you're just joining us, we have James Siravo on the show today, the producer. James makes his rare appearances. He was episode 2, or he was either episode 2 or 3 in season 5. He is on today. I think it's like episode 42. So we've done a lot of episodes for season 5, bigger and better than ever before. James, let's get to Evgeny Malkin, the former Pittsburgh Penguin, and I say former Pittsburgh Penguin because he is a free agent. Do you see him going anywhere? Do you see Pittsburgh maybe offering him a contract as free agency hits tomorrow, July 13th?
I see him staying with Pittsburgh. Where else is he going to go? When I think of Malkin, I think of Pittsburgh, and he's been there a long time. And he is 34? He's up there.
Late 30s. Letang returned to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, if Letang returns, why wouldn't Malkin?
We also got PK Subban. You got Claude Giroux, Philip Kessel, Patrice Bergeron, Ryan Kessler, Johnny Gaudreau, Sasha Radulov, Johnny Boychuk, Louis Eriksson, Dustin Brown, Andrew Ladd. Alexander Radulov, I believe, returned to Russia. I think I saw a report. You got Nick Leddy, Andre Palat. You got Max Domi, Nino Niederreiter, Riley Smith, Andre Burakovsky, Vinny Trocheck, Colin White, Calvin DeHaan, Nazem Kadri, Ryan Strome, Klingberg, Manson, Mata, Perron, Rask, Justin Schultz, Colin Miller, Nikita Zadorov, Andrew Kopp, Chris Tierney, Alex Edler, Ben Chariot, Brett Connolly, Dmitry Askin, Anton Roussel, Jay Beagle, Dylan Strome, Ian Cole, Frank Vetrano, Michael Kepney, Cody Eakin, Matthias Janmark, Michael Dozzato, Kyle Turris, Ryan Murray, Mark Stahl, Nemestikov, Rocco Grimaldi, James Nail, Yanni Kuokkanen, Justin Braun, Tyler Pitlick, Zach Ashton Reese, Sonny Milano, Noel Achari. So a lot of free agents out there. Let's look at the New Jersey Devils. Where do they go this free agency? They brought in Vychek, Vanacek, PK Subban's a free agent. So where do you see the New Jersey Devils going this free agency period?
I don't think they need to do much. They did get their goalie to go along with Mackenzie Blackwood.
That we did.
That's a good duo. Vanacek's solid. I don't see them doing much because they have a lot of prospects coming up. You have Alexander Holtz, who could be in the mix. You have Luke Hughes, who will come up in a year or two. So there's really no need to go and get a big name player right now because you need to develop your young players, and they'll be a good team in the future.
So we got Johnny Gaudreau, the Jersey boy, Southern Jersey, to be correct. Is he going to be a member of the Philadelphia Flyers, or is he going to be a member of the New Jersey Devils?
I don't feel like either, because I don't think the Flyers are that good of a team. If I was Johnny Gaudreau, that wouldn't interest me because they're not a playoff team next year. They really don't have anybody. I don't think they have any good prospects, really. So if he joined the Flyers, he's not playing the playoffs next year. and I don't think he wants that. And the Devils, like I said before, there's really no point in signing a superstar because you have superstars coming up like Luke Hughes, Jack Hughes, and Alexander Holt, so there's really no need for that.
So the teams with the most cap is Anaheim, Buffalo, Detroit, Arizona, New Jersey, Calgary, Ottawa, Kraken, Blackhawks, Hurricanes, Winnipeg, Dallas, Columbus. Those are the top 13. PK Subban, where does he go next year?
Definitely not returning to New Jersey.
Good.
Maybe Seattle could be a good fit. You know, bring his experience to young guys. They could probably use a defenseman, I'm sure.
All right. Claude Giroux, where does he go if he wants to win a Stanley Cup? Is it back to Florida?
I could see him re-signing Florida, definitely. Do they have the cap room?
Let's see. Let's see what their cap is. Florida is... They have cap space of $774,000. So they do not have the cap for Giroux. Vegas is -2. Tampa is 0. Florida is 774,000. Montreal is $1 million. Minnesota is $1 million. Vancouver is $2 million. Boston is $2 million. So Patrice Bergeron may not return unless he takes a huge pay cut. Pittsburgh is at $10 million. Rangers are at $9 million. Islanders $11 million. Colorado $14 million. Oilers are at $15 million. So if one of these teams want to get over the hump and win a Stanley Cup, what team has to sign a star like Giroux or bring in a veteran like Subban, Kessel, Bergeron, Gaudreau, Boychuk, Leddy, Palat, Gino Malkin?
Well, I think Anaheim had a solid season last year, and no one really thought they would be as good as they were, and they really came out strong. So if they could get a solid player like Giroux, I think they'd be a lot stronger.
Again, if you're just joining us, we have James Siravo on, the producer of the Doug Siravo Show. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then once we get back, we'll have much more to discuss. We'll be right back. All right. We are back on the Doug Siravo Show, which is brought to you by Stutz Betting. Bet like Michael Lepore. James is on the show. James, it is a pleasure. Let's get to Andre Palat. Is there a shot he returns to Tampa Bay? I mean, I know they don't have the cap, but is there a shot he takes a pay cut to go back to a team where he won Stanley Cups with? Or is he going to go to a team like maybe Seattle that wants to become a player of team? Or does he go to a team like the Kings? They are in prime position to go on a run. Or the Oilers, they were so close. Or maybe he goes to a team like the Rangers. They were close too. So where does the Stanley Cup champion Andre Palat head?
I definitely see him going to a team that's primed for the playoffs, like LA or the Rangers, because he's a very key player. He scored big goals in the playoffs. He's a really good depth player to have on your team if you want to go far in the playoffs. With that experience that he has and the big goals he scored in games, like he scored the game winner in the Stanley Cup final in Game 5, I think. It's definitely He's a really good player.
Nazem Kadri. St. Louis hates him. Not the organization. I mean, maybe the organization. The fans do for sure. He's only 31. He won a Stanley Cup. You know, he got heated by the Toronto media. Where does this guy go? Does he return to Colorado on a pay cut, or does he go somewhere where he could help them win the Stanley Cup, or does he go somewhere where they need a veteran, like let's say the Devils, or maybe the Rangers, or the Islanders? Where will Nazem Kadri head starting tomorrow?
I don't see him returning to Colorado just because of salary cap. I actually do think I could see him going to Seattle.
All right, Seattle Kraken may pick up Nazem Kadri. Let's take a look at Dylan Strome. He top 3 draft pick by, I believe it was Arizona, got traded to Chicago. Hasn't really played out in Chicago. So could you see like a team like maybe the Avalanche picking him up, or maybe the Devils pick him up, or maybe Buffalo picks him up, or Detroit? Dylan Strome, where does he go? And could you see Detroit being big spenders for a Johnny Gaudreau, or an Evgeny Malkin, or maybe a Darcy Kemper?
Well, Strome, he's not that good of a player. He's solid. No, he's not like Andre Palat. So, he's definitely a good third, fourth liner to have. So, if you want to have, if you're a playoff team, I would pick him up if you have the cap. And with Johnny Gaudreau, I mean, with Detroit, you have Tyler Bertuzzi. So I think that would definitely be a good addition to have. But I don't think Detroit is a playoff team yet. So we'll see.
Where did the Buffalo Sabres go? They have $32 million in cap. They are average age of 26.2. Do they bring in maybe a Darcy Kemper to pair with Craig Anderson? Or maybe a PK Subban? Or maybe spend money on Gaudreau, Malkin, Bergeron? Maybe make a trade for Patrick Kane?
I wouldn't go too old like Malkin, Bergeron. I would definitely try to get a good goaltender to have, because last season Anderson, Tokarski, Pekka Laakkonen weren't good enough.
Oh, for sure. Again, if you're just joining us, we got James Siravo on, the producer of the Doug Siravo Show. Later on in the show, he's going to tell us about the great things we have planned here at Siravo Broadcasting and the Doug Siravo Show. Under the radar free agent, who do you think is going to surprise us, whether it's a player or a team? Could you see a guy like, where is it? Can you see a guy like Patrick Laine go into a team like Buffalo or Anaheim? Who are your surprise players?
I mean, when Patrick Laine got traded to Columbus, he was on fire. So, if he finds his right spot, that's like with any player. If any player finds the right team, the right spot, the right players, the right chemistry, they could definitely light it up.
Again, if you're just joining us, we got James Siravo on discussing the NHL Free Agency, which is tomorrow, Wednesday, July 13th. It's going to be a surprising day, I think, with a lot of guys. I think it's going to be an exciting day. Hey, it's always a big day. Tonight is like Christmas Eve in the hockey world. Again, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then when we get back, we are going to discuss the latest surrounding Siravo Broadcasting. We'll be right back. All right, we are back on the Doug Siravo Show, which is brought to you by Stutz Betting. Bet like Michael Laporte. James Siravo is here. He's been the producer here at Siravo Broadcasting and the Doug Siravo Show for the last 2 years. James, tell me about your experience here within Siravo Broadcasting, and tell me about the production side of things.
Yeah, it's been a lot of hard yet fun work, you know. Having to get lots of notes, preparing the room with the lighting and all, and moving the camera. It definitely is a lot of work, but it's fun at the same time.
What about when you guys do play-by-play for the ice hockey team? How does that production, or even the banquet, how's that production side of the event?
Yeah, you know, it's even more than it takes a lot more work than it does setting up here. Having to travel to the rinks and set up everything, and having to find a good camera angle so the audience gets the best view of the game.
What does Siravo Broadcasting have planned for the audience moving forward, whether it's political, whether it's faith, whether it's sports, the podcast?
Yeah, it's everything. It's mostly sports, but it's everything that we could talk about that's going on in the world today.
I understand they are going to, myself obviously, I understand we're going to Seattle, me, Brandon, and John. Is there going to be like a vlog?
That's up to them.
That's up to me, that's right. I think we're going to work on a vlog. All right, James, before we let you go, give me one free agent signing that you think a lot of people won't expect.
I could see maybe Bergeron maybe leaving Boston. I mean, he's their captain, so if he leaves, it's kind of upsetting.
Yeah, that's true. Does Zdeno Chara retire, or does he play one more year?
I think he retires. I don't think anybody's going to offer him a contract.
All right, you heard it here first from James Siravo, the producer here at Siravo Broadcasting and the Doug Siravo Show. Dougie and Espo will return either tomorrow or next week. Stay tuned for more content here on Siravo Broadcasting. You can follow us on all your podcast applications, and if you search for me on YouTube, a lot of people complain because they can't find it when they type in Siravo Broadcasting. But what you have to do is type up my name, Doug Siravo. There you go. All right, thank you guys for watching us. Today is Tuesday, July 12th. We got James Siravo. I'm Doug Siravo, signing off. Up next is the Michael Laporte tribute video. Take care, guys, and God bless. I just got to read this first. Thank you for supporting the Doug Siravo Show, Siravo Broadcasting, and all those involved with Siravo Broadcasting. We appreciate you guys. So what is this, Mikey?
Can you see it? Put it up to
Lift it up by the camera.
Can everybody see it?
Wait, move it back. Oh, number 38, Lepore. That's you.
I was in the locker room with that, in the room with 3 Hall of Fames.
No, that's customized. That's all.
Oh, I know. And listen. All right, I'm going to give people... No, that's for the pen.
Oh yeah, that's for the pen.
No, they got to be more for the Rays are
16-1.
16-1. That's not bad.
Mike, what do you think about your Chargers this past season?
They stay. I'm sorry.
All right, thank you, Mike.
So what do you think of the city today?
It's nice, but a little bit nicer if the weather was nice. But no, I like that fact that it only cost me 12 hours. 12 bucks.
This is great. Now you're gonna make us some food.
No.
Yeah, there's stuff in your fridge. Should have brought the pie. Next time I'll go. I'll get it. Yeah, this is a great show. But yeah, you do have some leftovers in your fridge. I think it's time for dinner for you and I. Some in the fridge. Should we get the camera? All right. Make any final thoughts for the audience? Myself.
It's been very entertaining. Hopefully, my picks come through and people can make a little money, stuff like that. Have a one. Enjoy your football season. And go both up, everybody.
There he is, everyone. That was Michael Lepore, otherwise known as the Bolt. No more Stutz. The Bolt. That's his name. What a show, Mike. Thank you for coming on.
Don't listen to these picks. You lose all your money. Trust me. Jaguars. If they win the division, I'll stop watching football.
Have it on audio, man. I just want to try on this jersey you got me. You know, what can I say? I'm a Giant fan, but...
Bolt up? Bolt up?
Hold up. Man of many nicknames. We got... Alright, you don't want to be called Stutz. What about produce? I know produce. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. I love you, Mikey.
He's officially a Charger fan.
No.
If the Chargers win, I get lifetime pizza in his pizzeria. The Chargers won, so I love his pie. Thank you. It's been a pleasure talking to everybody.